Action, night changes, 103.3 WZND, Fused Radio. So we've all heard of the Corona. That's a cross between a croissant and a donut, and then it's lathered in glaze, which is, it's pretty good. But, there's a restaurant in Chicago called Waffles Cafe, and they just combined waffles and donuts to make the Wonut. And the pictures that I'm looking at on my screen right now look heavenly. So, if you're ever in Chicago, there's one store on Ohio Street, one on Broadway. Go check it out. Right now we got the A-Team at Cheer 103.3 WZND.
The voice you hear no longer echoes through the hall of WZND. It's the voice of a man who was taken too soon. ISU student and WZND co-worker Laura Smith states that the group feels cheated that they were unable to spend more time with him. January 23rd, Benjamin Allison was crossing an intersection when he was struck by a hit-and-run vehicle driven by a former ISU student. The community is reminded of Allison's death daily by passing his corner memorial on Fell and College Avenue. But why is pedestrian safety still a problem on campus? ISU Police Chief Aaron Woodruff explains that pedestrians raise their risk of danger in traffic by being distracted.
Well, I don't think a lot of people think about texting or their cell phones as being a distraction when they're walking. There's a lot of information out there about people driving and not texting, but those same principles apply to walking too. And so if you have your earbuds in, you don't hear cars, you don't hear those danger signs, you don't hear if someone's telling you to stop or watch out. If you have your head down and you're texting on your cell phone, you're not paying attention to everything around you. And again, it only takes a second for you to step out and make that wrong mistake.
Pedestrians and drivers should never assume that the other will stop. They must return back to square one.
It goes back to those basics, looking both ways before you cross the street. Make sure you obey the traffic signals, so cross only when you're supposed to cross. If you're a driver in the area, make sure you yield to pedestrians in the crosswalk. There is a recent Illinois law within the last few years that changed, that they now have to yield to pedestrians in the crosswalk. So again, I think a lot of it comes down to common sense stuff, and again, just don't get distracted.
Allison is leaving behind a legacy that will continue to impact WZND, Illinois State, and pedestrian safety for years to come. Emily Pomorski, TV 10 News.